That was the gun.
That's okay. Oh. Hi, everybody. I'm Amy,
And I'm Michelle.
and we are
Two
two creative chicks that ride. Welcome to our show, everybody. We're glad you're back. This is our 5th episode. It's getting better and better, and still a little strenuous, I must say. A little bit.
Yeah.
But you know what? Once we get going, we're good.
Yeah.
So we got a great show planned for you today. And for anyone who's just tuning in to us for the first time, a brief synopsis of our show is that we are two women who ride our own motorcycles. And we found that it is not a big arena for the women. So we chose to do this show so that we can educate and inspire other women riders, people who ride their own, or be a passenger on the back. Because I really sometimes miss that. You know, I was a passenger my whole life and I loved it. And now I ride my own and I love that. But sometimes I wish I could just like have the wind in my hair and just relax, you know, instead of being on point with everything, you know. And so that's kind of what our show's about, right? And we show our products. Me and Michelle are here in the front of Yankee Dave's Motorsports, which is, okay.
We're at 1170 Oslo Road in Vero Beach.
So we run the front of the shop. Dave works on the back of the shop. It is a full service shop. So sometimes we have guests come in or people come in who are looking for work or, you know, looking for Dave to work on the bikes and stuff. So sometimes one of us will just pop off screen for a little bit because we are in a business, just to kind of give you a little bit of heads up, right?
Absolutely.
So, what is the show is about today? A little stressed because we were like running around this morning, right? And so I'm so tongue-tied at this moment, Michelle. What is going on?
So this week is
Thank you.
this week we're doing Babes in History Week, and we'll be talking about Bessie Stringfield. We'll be introducing our newest inventory item, which is a creative masterpiece. So be sure and stay tuned so that you can see that whole thing. It's
Thanks,
very
Michelle.
new. And also our resident spiritual artist and advisor, Amy, will be talking about the planetary alignments today. And as always, we have our topic. We did get some requests to kind of cut our topic down a little bit and spend a little more time on the other things. So we're going to try that today. We're going to try to we're going to try not to babble too much or spend too much time going around in circles so we can get right to all the fun stuff for you. And our topic today is actually riding angry and or stressed, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and even like, you know, just getting things done. Like I can't even imagine after getting ready this morning and hopping on a bike. You know, like if you had said, Michelle, I need you to run down and we need this for the show. And if I had my bike here, I'd be like, like all, you know, my mind is just, you know, going in a million directions.
Yeah.
Just trying to get set up here and run the day-to-days in the shop.
Yeah.
Like that's stressful, you know, and then let alone angry. I don't even know. Angry, I usually will run in a bedroom and cry anyways, but I have gotten on my bike angry at times.
Yeah. I know for me, driving angry, I am so in my head about what I'm upset with that I become a distracted driver. And that's not only that's not on my bike only. That's driving in general. Right? So in the car, I don't have any tolerance. I don't have any patience. I'm tailgating. I'm beeping the horn the second that light turns green. Right? So we don't make, I don't make, I'm going to keep it for me. I don't make appropriate decisions when I'm driving and I'm angry. Right? I'm much more aggressive driving. Real fast takeoff, real short stops, you know, kind of a thing. So not only am I putting myself in jeopardy when I'm angry and driving, but I put other people around me in jeopardy because, you know, my mind is not clear, right? So I know for me, that's how driving angry is.
I think I have to agree. And a lot of people will say, like, that wind therapy. I'm going for the wind therapy, or I'm really angry. I just need a good ride. And a lot of people will say, that cools my head, that
Yeah.
calms me down.
Right.
And I think that there is like a certain element that I believe is true. But if I'm angry, like I certainly agree that like there's got to be like you've got to have like a cooling off period or something. Like if you're really frustrated or you're really stressed, when you're riding, making mistakes. You know what I mean? You're not thinking you may cut somebody off. I've rode with somebody that gets extremely upset if a car cuts you off, even if they do it by accident.
Yes.
And I've been riding with this person, and I've seen this person. Um, just take off and start chasing down the car, riding alongside it, giving the eye, giving the stink eye, giving the stink eye. And I've seen like, on numerous occasions, and I've seen the car like try to speed away, and this person continue to chase them down, like try to stay on them. And all they're looking at is the person in the car, and maybe they're looking up like this, but they're like, I'm sorry, and I'm thinking, like from being in the back, like riding with that, or with my other group, like looking and just thinking, oh, please, angels, just surround this person right now. You know what I mean? They need this because we don't know what's going on with the person in the car. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they were angry, right? But in that cycle continues, or maybe they just weren't paying attention, which is most of the case. Some cases texting, But at the end of the day, it's like that anger can put you in, a really tricky situation, I think.
Right. So I found for myself when I ride, because I am one that loves that wind therapy, right? I love to get on the bike and just distress, right? And just get some wind on me, and I just ride. I love the sound of the motorcycle and the wind, and that usually within 5-10 minutes, whatever bothering me is just blown away with the wind, right? I don't generally get on the bike if I'm really angry. I utilize other tools, like I'll call somebody, or if a couple of times I live in a community, and in our community, there's a couple of streets that people just like, because it's a community, it's private property, so they glide through the stop signs.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That angers me because they almost clipped me like 3 times. So my first instinct is I come flying up around the side of them like there's a freaking stop sign for a reason, And the people are like, like, oh my God, like they probably didn't see me, right? And then I feel like a heel because I yelled at some person. But, it's some things just can get to me like that, when somebody cuts you off. It fuels my adrenaline like instantly.
Instant anger, right? And
Yeah.
a protect mode, or so how do you handle that? How do you deal with that? Now, I just want to let you all know we have voice. Yay! So hopefully you can hear what we're talking about today. This is our 5th show. I used to do a lot of spiritual shows, and then I got rid of, like, I had everything all set up. We're using a whole different platform, which is great. Amy and I, this is like a learning process for us. So we cannot see your texts. We can't see your messages.
Unfortunately.
So any of your questions that you have, we'll be sure to address them, or any comments that you have, we'll be sure to address them after our live. And it is our plan that by the 6th show, by the next show, we will have text enabled. So we got voice for you.
Yes, we did.
So,
And we are, are we still streaming on Facebook also, or just to YouTube right now?
we're on YouTube. We're
Okay.
streaming to my Facebook page, which I will share on Yankee Dave's later, and
Awesome.
to you.
Perfect.
And by next week, we'll also be on the Yankee Dave's Motorsports a Facebook page and
Facebook page?
website.
Okay,
So, and
beautiful.
then all those chats, and we're also streaming on Periscope, which is from Twitter.
Wonderful.
yeah.
I love
So we're like the
that.
streaming queens. You get to watch us fumble and recover. It's like we're throwing a long pass.
Done, right?
We got this.
So I know it's another thing, right? When I'm driving, right, and I get stressed, angry, or I'm tired, I know music is a really big tool for me to use to change that feeling that I have. Mm-hmm. Right? So, one of the recommendations I have is if you find that you are angry and you're driving, stressed out, tired, find some good music to pop on, because music helps us music is a feel good medicine for most people, including me. And I found that when I have the music on, it helps to alleviate those things for me.
So I noticed. So you're talking about when you're riding your motorcycle, right? When you're on it. So because I noticed you have headphones that you put in. Okay. And do you find so you can still hear everything around you?
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
tune out.
No, when I have my headphones in, it's at a low enough volume so I can hear everything around me.
Awesome.
And I can still hear the music. So people must think I'm crazy because there's no speakers on my bike, right? And here's Amy at a light. Tapping on my tank. But yeah, so that does help.
Yeah,
and I know a couple other people who ride with headphones in, and they keep one in, one out. Mm-hmm. But mine aren't that powerful. I lose them too quickly. Yeah.
I like to listen to Dave's music, but if I'm angry or upset, I just don't get on the bike. I don't ride, and I've ridden in some stressful situations,
Like sliding
scary,
through that light.
yeah, but white knuckle situations. But I don't think I've really been, maybe the occasional I'm angry at Dave because he took off too fast and he left me behind. I'm like, fucker. I'm like, "Arr!" And for that minute, I'm probably not paying attention to the other vehicles that are around me, and I'm riding right up on him, flying. But, yeah, for me, I think I'm more of that person that, that I guess I have to be in the mood to ride. For me.
Yeah.
So if I was angry or upset, I think I would hop on the back of Dave's bike, or I just wouldn't ride at all. Mm-hmm. I think that's just kind of what's coming out now. Who knows what
I know
will
a
be.
couple of times we had made a plan to ride somewhere, and you're like, I am so tired today, Amy. I just can't. And that's good too. We again, empowering ourselves by using our voice, by stating that listen, I'm a little too upset right now. Let's take a walk before we get back on the bike. Pull over. I got to get off the bike for a minute and regroup. I mean, those types of things. Well, when you're out on the bike in something, it's okay. She's been swallowing.
Got me laughing.
So I found that when I'm on the bike and something like that
Don't drink
comes up,
coffee alone.
I will signal to pull over, even if it's just to get off and smoke a cigarette, take a walk into the store, clear my head, calm down, right? Just get off the bike for a minute, and then I think that's one of the best ways I cope when I'm on the bike, because I have had people cut me off. I have had people almost clip me.
Yeah.
And that's scary. You're shaken, right? I had a friend, Kat. Hey, Kat.
Hi, Kat.
My friend Kat was coming here last week, and somebody was coming at her in a parking lot, and she had to jump off the bike as they clipped her bike, sent her down. She finally got somebody to help her pick the bike up. Nobody would stop and help a woman pick her motorcycle up, which I thought was pretty crappy. But so of course Dave, the shining armor, runs down there to help her, and I thought that was so sweet of him. But she came here and she was a little upset when she got here. She didn't really want to show it, but I noticed it in the way that she rode from here to where we were going to lunch that day. Very slow, huge bubble around her. So she took precautionary measures because she knew that she was still a little shaken. And when we had gotten to lunch, I told her, you should have just said, I need 5 more minutes, and I would have been okay with that.
Mm-hmm. So that's interesting that you say that. So I would love to hear your opinion on it and how you handle, being angry or stressed out, because this is a whole nother take of it. So basically she slowed down a little and was paying more attention to her surroundings.
Correct.
So, so obviously, I hadn't even thought of that point. If you're angry or upset, maybe you're going to be a little more keen to your surroundings, and go a little bit slower.
Good possibility.
So, so would love to hear those of you that are, what type of angry rider are you?
Yeah.
Are you the rider? We don't see a lot of females chasing down cars that cut us off. But but the one, I'm glad I didn't say what I was gonna say. But if you're one of those, that type of angry rider, share it with us. Let us know. Or are you the type of angry rider that like our friend Kat will slow down, pay attention to your surroundings,
Right.
or are you the angry, stressed out rider that just won't go on the bike if you're feeling that way?
I'd love to get some feedback on that.
Yeah, I'd love that. And maybe there's another type that we don't like. We're not trying to categorize, but maybe there's a million different types.
And how do you deal with it when you are in that situation? Mm-hmm. For me, I only own a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I don't have a choice but to get on my bike. And there are a lot of people out there that just have a motorcycle, right? So I'd love to hear some feedback on that. Great idea.
Feedback would be good.
That's an awesome idea.
I think we're going to move on to our next subject, but before we do, I do have one little, I'm going to go in a little circle.
Okay.
Because we go round and round. I have to share this because I think you'll get a big kick out of this. Speaking of men, mostly usually it's usually that testosterone, I think, that kicks in, right?
Yeah.
And my good friend of mine, when she was learning to ride, maybe I've mentioned this already, and if I have, just stop me. But she's getting ready to do her highway riding, right? And this car comes in and goes into her lane, almost cuts her off. She's all wobble. I know she's an awesome rider, so she probably didn't do that, but that's how I imagine it. And the guy she was with went on the highway, rode up next to the car, right? I don't even think I can do this on camera. Kicked out his leg and went boom, and kicked the car door. Well, while going on the highway, going 65, 75 miles an hour. She's crapping herself. She's I think I beat a little. But, and of course, she's, you when you meet her, she's a lot like us, because then after the initial shock, she's like, ooh, that's so hot. Which it's not. We don't recommend that you do that, but.
We like a little testosterone every once in a while. Makes us feel
baby.
pretty.
But yeah, so I had to share that because I was thinking, when we were talking about how you're the angry, So don't kick in anybody's car doors, please. Please.
Yeah, that's not nice. That's really not nice.
Yeah, and without further ado, I think that you are all probably kind of gagging at it to find out what the product of the week is. Whoop, what? We got something brand new?
Yes, it's so awesome. So, I'm very creative, as we both are. And with my motorcycle, I have incorporated a lot of things that are for me. So, I always liked that old school biker look, right? With those big get back whips, right? So, this is an original get back whip, right? It's leather. It's got the panic snap on it. So you pull down, it pops open. You put on your clutch lever. It's real long and it's got the fringe on the end. These motorcycle get back whips were actually, back in the day, when Harley riders first started coming up, the get back whips were made as a weapon. Believe it or not, it wasn't to look cool. They couldn't carry bats. They couldn't carry guns across the state. Somebody created this get back whip. So if somebody cut you off or did something, they would surround you, pull off their get back whips, and beat you with them.
How do you pull it? Would you just I was gonna say, do you whip it from the
no,
bike?
No, it's on the bike. So the get back whip clips. You push down here, and when you pull down, this pops open. So it's on your bike, and this pops open.
Now, how many?
So
I've
when
wondered.
it's on the bike, you just pull down, and it pops off.
Okay. You just pull down.
Just pull
and you
down,
put it
pops
on your
off.
lever, right?
And you put it on the lever.
Okay.
Yes, it does fit on your clutch lever or your brake lever on the bike. So again, you pull it down. The minute you pull down, it releases the panic snap.
Cool.
So that's wonderful. But I couldn't believe that the original ones, which are leather, they actually were made as weapons. I was like, get out of here. But that's a great idea, right? Because you can have these and everyone thinks they're decoration, but they're actually a really good defense mechanism to have, right?
That's if a car gets too close or something, you just take it out and whip it? Or
Sure you could.
they used it to actually
They
beat people,
actually,
right?
yeah, it was back in the days when the gangs were really popular, and I'm not naming any, but when stuff hit the fan, they took out these and literally whipped people. So, somebody's phone is ringing. So the Get Back whips, and they actually weren't made in black. They were made the color of the club. They were identifiable by the club colors. So red and white, black and red, whatever. That's how they were made. So that's just a little history on the Get Back whips. So I am
Sorry about that, everybody.
it's okay. I'm all about blinging out our bikes, right? This is a big part of our show is having, because our storefront is geared all towards the lady rider. So we have stuff for chicks for their bikes. We have bling, we have bags, beautifully studded bags. We have a whole bunch of stuff. One of the newest creations for our shop is these, instead of, because these are also known, the leather ones are also known as bitch whips, because they're so long that they would smack around the woman on the back seat. So they were your bitch whip. They whipped your bitch as you rode. That's
Not
how they got the
cool.
nickname.
Not cool.
Well, maybe not on a motorcycle, but hey, just saying. So my spin, right? Because I wanted to bling my bike out the way I love it, and I carve wood, and I love wood. Little nickname is Wood Witch. I have made bitch beads. So we have the same clasp, pull down, it opens right on your gear shift. It is made of beads. These are all hand carved wood beads.
On the shifter lever, right?
On the shifter lever or your thing. They come in different sizes, so you can get them in 16, 18, or 24 inches. They are custom made. I do have some in the shop that are like stock colors, black and red, black, white, and red. These match my bike. They're purple and teal. My bike is teal, and all the accessories on my bike are a purple, including my leather jacket that the kids bought me for Christmas. So these are made. We have custom ones here in the shop. They will last forever because they're sealed. So the wood won't rot, the wood won't mold. We have an issue with wood in Florida because of the humidity.
Yeah.
So, and these actually look just like the Get Back whip when you're riding.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
But it's more for a woman.
it's for a woman.
Like, this is something that we would put on our bike, right?
Absolutely.
They're so
And they're
pretty.
sealed. They're actually, the paint is sealed, but then I polyurethane them also, so that nothing can get on them. They won't scratch. They won't anything like that. And of course, some of them are going to have the fringe bottoms, which is normally what's on the Get Back whips, right? But I also have some really beautiful end caps that are coming in. They're silver. Some of them are silver heart end caps. Some of them are like diamond shaped. Some of them are just tubular. So they're going to have different ends. And these in the shop are going to be the medium size, which is this. It's 16 inches. This one is $20.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, they're $20, but if you mention the show, when you come in for it, if you mention the show, you get them for $15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And
you
that's
get them for
one,
15
just like a get back
when you
whip, that's
mention the
for one,
show.
right?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
All right, good.
And we just got a customer in, so it's okay. Do you want to?
Yeah,
Okay, I
excuse
will
me
take
for-
care of that. I am going to take care of the customer because Michelle is up next. Excuse me.
I think it's for,
We're actually on here, so let me.
yeah, so I think that's, yeah. We're almost done. Okay, so,
Sorry, y'all.
sorry about that. So you're,
These are bitch beads.
yeah, I was gonna say
Get
the
back beads.
I was gonna say get back, bitch.
Yeah, get back. I like that too, but they're called bitch beads. So it's a woman's version of the get back whips.
Yep, $20.
$20 if you mention the
one
show
side.
for one side. $20. But
Okay.
if you mention the show and you saw them on the show, you get them for 15.
Awesome.
And another thing I just wanted to real quick, they can be custom made to any color you want for your bike.
Okay.
So that's a big
Nice.
plus. Okay.
Are custom orders like a little bit extra? Do you charge like for them, like to sit down with them and pick their design
Nope.
and their colors? Nope.
Nope.
It's just they
nope.
just
You
pick
tell
them.
me the colors and I'll make
Okay.
it up real quick for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So the bitch beads and to get a hold of them, to come on into the shop, 1170 Oslo Road,
Right.
or call Amy. Go visit
Yeah,
her
or
website.
you can go. Yep, the website is starnellicreations.com, and you can find them there also.
Yay! I love that.
Yes. So,
So-
hang on. Is it time?
It's time for you to do your thing. Are
I
you
think
talking
it's
to me?
time for Babe of the Week.
Are you talking to me? So, hi everybody. So, this is the Babe of the Week, but I think we're going to do something a little bit different this time. We're doing babes in history, right?
Yes.
So we figured, well, we do have some people that have entered into our Babe of the Week contest. We wanted to wait and get a little more,
Yeah,
then
keep those
Amy
coming.
and I
We love
keep
them.
them coming in, and you can send in your entry or the entry for your girl, girls only. Sorry. You can send them right into Yankee Dave's Motorsports at gmail.com, or you can send them to Yankee Babe Apparel at gmail.com. The Babe of the Week is hosted by Yankee Babe Apparel. We're trying to really promote the new, cool clothing line and
Accessories.
helmet apparel and motorcycle apparel. So,
Yes.
Babe of the Week this week is Babes in History. Now, let me ask you a question. If I was to ask you who, like, if you even could grasp, like, what year it would be and who would be, like, the first woman to, like, ride a motorcycle and how old they would be. Like, and also, yeah, let's start there.
The first thing that came to my mind is Marilyn Monroe. So what was that, in the 50s, early
Okay,
60s?
Yeah, that would make
Right?
sense, right? 'Cause
Marilyn Monroe
women's
would be the first
liberation,
one.
yeah.
Right, that would kind of be the first person I could see on a motorcycle. Somewhere in that era with that kind of pizzazz, so to speak.
Yeah, like,
right?
look at me.
Yeah,
Like somebody
right.
in the spotlight, right?
Yes, that's what I would think.
Okay. And she was probably what? She was like maybe in her early 20s.
Yeah.
Around. So.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting too that we would think a white woman. It's unfortunate, but a lot of
I wasn't thinking color. I was just thinking.
You were just thinking the general
the
thing.
person. Yeah.
I'm thinking like in the 50s. Well, actually, the 50s. No, that would probably 50s or 60s would probably be like that's where we had equal rights.
Yeah.
I gotta tell
We
you,
did, yeah, by then.
the first woman that I could find to ride a motorcycle. Okay, first thing she was 16 years old. Taught herself to ride.
Taught herself to
Taught
ride.
herself to ride at
Nice.
16. My
Go,
granddaughter is 15 and a half. Can you believe that?
Wow.
16 years old.
Wow.
In the 1930s.
Really?
And she was a black woman.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. In the Motorcycle Hall of Fame, Harley Davidson even inducted her into there because by the time she was finished when you hear about this woman, by the
I'm already
time she
blown
was
away.
finished, I get chills when I
16.
talk
I know,
about it.
me
Yeah.
too.
She owned 27 Harley Davidsons.
Oh my gosh.
She served in World War II as a courier. Yeah, on her motorcycle. And she has put so much time going cross country, it would blow your mind. In the 1930s. Like, think about that. Like, a couple of weeks ago, yeah. you and I were talking a couple weeks ago about women, like what it's like to be a woman writer in what's really predominantly a male world. Still,
Right.
like, just in case like somebody's watching this, like on YouTube, like 15, 20 years from now, it is, 2021 right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's still a male-dominated arena.
And it's still,
Yeah.
not as bad, obviously.
Right.
But
Still.
so just imagine that in the 1930s being a woman, right? And then being a black woman. Because equal rights hadn't come up yet, you know what I mean?
Like I can envision
And I'm
her on
like-
one of the first Harley Davidsons that were like this big.
Yeah. It's
Amazing.
crazy. Wait till you see. So I want to show you this phenomenal woman. Now, she's also, there's a HBO like movie about her.
Oh.
And, it's a short film or whatever. I think it might even be YouTube. I may be wrong about that. When I read everything. All this information, by the way, that I got right on Wikipedia,
Wonderful.
Found like 5 women that were pretty phenomenal in history that we'll be talking about. But this woman really impressed me, and I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't really know about her. And I should, as a woman writer.
Yeah. We should.
So-
That's what this show's
Yeah.
about, though. Educating and inspiring the woman writer,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So wonderful. This is going to be nice.
I don't know, I'm hoping I can get this to show
I think
up.
you can.
I don't know. We seem to be missing.
Her picture.
I'm going to show you Susie on the Babe of the Week from like 5
Yeah.
million weeks ago.
Okay.
Does she not want to show herself?
Sure she does.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Where the heck is it? I can't even show you a picture of her. That breaks my heart.
Okay.
Well, I'll work on the picture.
Don't know. Like I said, this is all a learning experience for us.
I already took it out, so. Haha, you can't see her.
Well, you said you found her on Wikipedia.
On Wikipedia, yep.
Let me see
Bessie
if I could pull
Springfield.
up a picture for her.
I am
Maybe.
Bessie Stringfield, by the way. I don't know if I said Springfield, and I apologize if I did. But, I am going to really try to load this picture for you so that you can see it before the end of our show. But all I can think of is that maybe I made us too big, and she went in the background.
I don't know.
Shrinking.
Do you want me to send this somewhere?
No, I'll read about Bessie. Because it's already on our hard drive, but I unplugged the hard drive like an idiot.
Okay.
So, I don't know why it isn't showing up, but...
Yeah, I just put her.
Bummer.
I put Bessie Stringfield in my Google.
And it came right up.
It came right up. Yeah.
All right, so while I read about this, you can Google Bessie
want me to show this?
Stringfield.
Let me show this picture.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Amy's going to hold it up to the camera so that you can see it. She was the first African-American woman to ride a motorcycle across the United States solo. I was able to find a lot of women that that rode in groups, like a mother-daughter team and a couple of women that went together. But this is the first woman that I could find that went solo. Isn't she? She's just a hottie, isn't she? 1930s. Well, that was probably taken, I would say that was probably taken in the 40s. Because when she first started riding, she was 16. She was one of the few civilian motorcycle dispatch riders in the U.S. Army during World War II. She is credited with breaking down barriers for both women and Jamaican American motorcyclists.
Wow.
Yeah. She was bestowed, she was inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame and awarded superior achievement by a female motorcyclist.
That's amazing.
Yeah. There's, she was born, let's see, she was born, they're not sure if she was born in 1911 or 1912 because her story kind of changes throughout, and, and that would make sense because
back then they didn't have very good records.
Yeah, they
right?
didn't have good records, and she may not have even known, but she's definitely from Jamaica. So you'll find different information about her when you look up on the internet, the interwebs. But a social security record does have her birth date as March 1912. March, I was born in March. Woo! All right, to the March Riders. Other public records will verify that she was born to Sherry and White in North Carolina. So there's like about her age. It's like maybe off by a year or when she was born or whatnot. But at the age of 16, she taught herself to ride her first motorcycle.
Amazing.
It was a 1928 Indian Scout. Can you imagine if you owned that today?
A 1928 Indian Scout.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And by the time she was 19, she decided to travel across the United States. And that was her first ride at 19 years old. Solo across the United States.
Okay, so what was the year again?
That was 1930.
So in 1930, she was a black woman on a motorcycle.
Yep.
Let alone
On
any
roads.
woman on a motorcycle in
Yeah.
1930 would have gotten probably harassed, ridiculed, right? A woman in the 30s on a motorcycle when men were just coming into motorcycles.
Yeah. Now,
Right?
And so she made 7 more long distance trips along the U.S. Eventually rode through 48 lower states, Europe, Brazil, and Haiti. Now, during this time, she earned money by performing motorcycle stunts and carnival shows, right? But because of her skin color, she was often denied accommodations and slept on her motorcycle at the filling stations, right?
That's some
And
crap.
due to her sex, she was refused prizes at the flat track races. So when she raced, and she's if
And
she
even
won,
if she won, she
yeah,
couldn't
wouldn't
even get the prize. That is some crap. I'm sorry.
During World War II, she served as a civilian courier in the Army. She carried documents between domestic Army bases. She did training. She rode her own, by then, blue 61 cubic inch Harley Davidson. That's the tiny Harley, right?
It is.
How cool is
Love that.
She regularly encountered racism, and that's what I wanted to get to when you were saying, like, can you just imagine that? And she did. She regularly encountered racism during the time, reportedly being deliberately knocked down, right, on her bike, deliberately knocked down by a white male in a pickup truck. And then she rode angry, kicked in his door. Boom!
Yes!
Got out
That's
her bitch
great.
beads and beat the
Right,
crap out
right.
of her.
Took the
No,
bitch
wait.
beads and smacked the sugar out of them. Right.
We do not promote violence. No. I'm waiting. You're like,
I'm
I
like,
don't know what she's saying. Maybe I need a new partner. In the 1950s, she moved to Miami, right? And this is why I'm surprised that
Florida.
I've never heard of her. Florida, right? Because she wasn't allowed to ride motorcycles because women couldn't ride back then, right? So she went, because of her color and because of women, right? So 2 things. By local police. So what she did, she repeatedly, she kept getting pulled over, harassed by police officers in Miami. I mean, that still goes on today.
yeah, sure does.
Like you really do. But she finally visited the police captain, and they went to a nearby park to prove her riding abilities, and she gained the captain's approval to ride and didn't have any more problems. So
Good captain, man. Good cat. I got spirit bumps everywhere.
So
Good stuff.
another thing you might want to Google is the motorcycle queen of Miami, because she's known as the motorcycle queen of Miami.
Yes, I love
are
that.
there any any descendants? I don't know if it's a descendant,
Descendant.
but it's where it wasn't that long ago, that she passed away. Any kin, right?
Yeah.
Descendant. Like when I say the descendants, I'm thinking like I'm a direct descendant of
Gotcha.
the Mayflower boat. But if maybe you know her, maybe you have a family member that know her. You heard the story. Tell us all about her. I'd be so interested to hear.
Me too.
Yeah, Bessie Stringfield, and 2017. So these are the things, actually, yeah. So in 2017, Timeline released a free and online short film about her, which I'm going to be watching this weekend because I'm so interested. Bessie Stringfield, Meet Bessie Stringfield, the Black Motorcycle Queen. So I want to watch that.
Motorcycle
Yeah.
queen.
In 2018, the New York Times published her obituary in the New York Times. So that's big. Like, if your obituary's in there, you're huge.
You're so
Yeah.
there. She paved the way for so many women in so many arenas in life.
Really did.
Amazing.
No, and she AMA created the Bessie Stringfield Memorial Award to recognize outstanding achievement by female motorcyclists. So there's actually an award, and of course, as I said earlier, inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame. And you can also see like a little clip of when she taught, when that story about the white male in the truck that bumped her off. I don't know if that's in it or not, but have you heard of Lovecraft Country? I know you don't watch a lot of TV.
No, I haven't.
So there's this show on HBO called Lovecraft Country. It came up 2020. I don't know anybody watches it. It features a homage to her. So there's actually a clip in that, right? That where the truck goes fume and they see her riding down like this black woman on a motorcycle.
Nice.
Bessie Stringfield. I don't know.
We
Yeah.
salute you,
We
man,
salute you.
for real.
That's so cool, right?
Great, awesome stuff.
Okay, I will try to find her picture while I don't know. Well, Amy's
Amy
telling us.
goes on to her spiritual spin of the
I
week.
know.
Okay, so spiritual spin this week is about the first full moon of the year. Our wolf moon is actually this evening. It was kind of, depending on where you
Huge.
are, huge, beautiful. So the wolf moon itself is the first moon of the year, second moon of the winter season, right? Because winter solstice was in December. So this is actually our second full moon. And it is believed by the Native Americans when it was the Native Americans believed it was the wolf moon because in the depths of winter, there wasn't much for the wolves to eat. So the wolves would then cut down the pack.
Oh,
So
I was
when you
hoping
hear
didn't
about the
say that.
lone wolf, when you hear about the lone wolf, it's actually because that wolf was traumatized by being disregarded by its pack because there wasn't enough food. He had to go out on his own and he would howl to the moon because he didn't have a pack anymore. I have spirit pumps everywhere. That's how the name, that's how lone wolf and wolf moon were created. So, as with most full moons, I love them. I don't sleep well. I'm up. My mind is 100 miles an hour, and that's cool. And then I'm actually one of the people who will go ahead. I'm actually one of the people who like to do some spiritual work for the full moon. So what I do is, especially now, it's the first full moon of the year. I actually will write a letter either to myself, to God, to whomever you choose to send it to. And all of the things that I want to release from last year, right? Last year was really heavy for a lot of people. With the pandemic that came down, losing jobs, losing money, stress was outrageous, deaths beyond belief from all sorts of pandemics, because we do have more than just the coronavirus. I mean, we have more addicts dying every day than we didn't, Anyway, so I write a list of all the things that I want to release from my bondage of last year. And it creates a vortex to bring in all the good stuff for me in the upcoming year. So this full moon is really important for releasing everything from last year. And then we're going to be talking about bringing everything forth. So the full moon is this weekend. Please drive safely. They always say, it's the full moon. All the crazies are out, the full moon. Well, the moon affects our bodies like it affects the ocean because we're mostly water. So we are affected by the moon cycles, and the full moon does make us a bit more emotional. It makes us, emotional and easy to anger. I remember when I was in my drinking career. I remember, it was
Did
a
you get
career.
paid well?
Oh, I sure did. And cuts and bruises and scrape marks and but in my drinking career, I would be so happy it's the full moon because I would get intoxicated so much quicker. I don't know why.
Really? Wow.
But that's why they say the crazies come out on the full moon. Mm-hmm. People literally get intoxicated faster. So if you are going to be out having a couple of beverages this weekend, please, please, please don't drink and drive.
Don't ride angry.
Don't ride. Yeah, don't ride angry, drunk, stressed, none of that. Enjoy yourself. Make that list to the universe or to God or to whoever your higher power is, and release all of 2020, because that's a really big thing to do for the full moon, especially the wolf moon. We're shedding of all that old package. The wolf moon is that lone wolf who has shed everything that, everything's behind him now.
I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out for a ride on my bike, right? Maybe along the water, maybe along the Indian River. And just, maybe not there, because I want a place where I can open it up for a little while and have it straight away. I'm just going to open it up, and I'm going to go, woo! And just, let all the crap release behind me on my bike. What do you think?
That's
leaving
great.
it in the
wind? Listen, you're so funny, because me and Michelle are so much alike, right? Every single full moon, I howl at the moon.
So
I literally howl on my bike at the moon. It's so funny that you would just say that, because I really don't tell people that.
Howl it, and then just
let it go.
Release all the stuff out in your exhaust.
So when they say when we're angry, right? Which is our topic today. When you're angry, best thing to do is scream at the top of your lungs, because it releases all of that built up energy, right? So howling at the moon would have the same effect as releasing.
Wow, that is
Good
so
job.
cool. I love, and as you're talking, I could have probably, you're so good to me. You come up with my little picture of Bessie. Here you go. I'm looking at your wolf painting. I'm like, oh, we could have done wolves and the moon. And so
You're so cute. It's good. It's good. So that's almost our show for the week. I know that
we did really good about staying on track.
Stayed on track, stayed on topic. We weren't around and round. Yay!
Yay!
So,
us.
The next thing up on our agenda would be weekend.
Yeah, the weekend.
So hang on. Before we go into the weekend, I want to recap of last weekend. I was able to get Michelle on the motorcycle with me. We didn't have a chance to get the GoPro on, but we took a really nice ride and had an awesome freaking lunch on the water.
Yes.
Table right on the water. Facing the water, so we didn't even see anybody behind us.
Yeah.
Did I take her a picture?
No, but we did get a picture of us on our bikes with our thigh boots.
Oh,
for our
yes.
For our Yankee, our Yankee took the picture. But
yes, he
we
did.
got that photo done for our Two Creative Chicks That Ride cover. Maybe we haven't decided yet. We still have to go through, because we're girls, and Amy's like, well, I don't like that one of me, and I'm like, well, I don't like that one of me. So we might crop the two good pictures together, or we might just go riding again this weekend and do it all over.
Right, and we did. That's a great idea. We did have a great weekend.
It was
so beautiful out.
It was so fun.
I was grateful to be able to ride on Saturday and on Sunday with two different women. I was like, I love my life.
It was awesome. It was awesome. It was a great ride. It was great weather. And, we talked about the show, and it was really nice. Facing the water.
Yeah.
Parking our bikes. I have to say, I said to Amy, it was a little odd for me to be riding without Dave, which is weird, because I will ride by myself all the time.
Right.
But it's for so long, it's been either me riding by myself or with Dave, not alone with another person. Except for once, I think I followed a customer home. No, I wasn't stalking.
I was good. I just looked at you like, excuse me?
I'll find you. No. Yeah, I was. He was bringing. It was good. It was all good.
That's awesome.
So, so listen. Weekend. What's coming up this weekend? Right. I want to tell you about what's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, do that.
I want to check first and make sure that, because I did write to our friend Johnny. Johnny's over at the Biker Shop. It's a new shop called the Biker Shop.
Yes.
The Biker Shack in Sebastian. He is right around the corner from Earl's. He has some amazing stuff, supplies. He's a hot ticket. He does his own little videos, and he checks in with me every now and then. And he checked in with me this morning, saying that he wears his helmet. He wears his ponytail every day.
We'll have to get a picture of that.
Yeah.
I do have a picture of him with his helmet. And I love the fact what he did with those. I forgot, and we could have said that on the segment last week. When he doesn't have his helmet on, he has a baseball cap on,
Yeah.
and he tucks it up inside the baseball cap. He wears it all the time like it's his belt.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's awesome. And,
He's so cute.
We're working on how to make those work without the helmets, but that'll be a whole nother show.
Right.
But what I love about it is he says he's been wearing it every day. Now he does, like, he'll usually get out and do like a little music video. So, check him out. Johnny at the Biker Shack.
Johnny
How
at the
you
Biker
doing?
Shack.
Shout out to Johnny.
And his wife.
And his wife, Shari. Awesome people. When you watch Johnny's video, see if you can't find his helmet tail. Because he's wearing it every day.
Love it.
So I had asked him if he had anything going on this weekend. He hasn't gotten back to me, so I will say probably no. So this weekend, actually, we've got... it's Croc Wild going on at Crocodillos, right?
Oh, that's right here in Fort Pierce, isn't it?
It's right here in Fort Pierce. So, it's, I think I'm like, oh, here we go. It's Saturday and Sunday. The reason I find out about what's going on in Crocodillos is because my friends, one of them sings in a band, and I think I had mentioned this, like our first week out was a few weeks ago, that he plays there, and it's very well known for motorcycles, but this Croc Wild is like a spin-off of Hog Wild, right?
Oh my
So it's all
gosh.
for motorcycles, you know what I mean? So we
they have
definitely have to
vendors
go
and
check it
stuff?
out. They have vendors and stuff. I think it was
Awesome.
such short notice, but I do believe that I would like to vend at that maybe
Next year.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe another
I
event.
think they'd even do it more than once a year, but
And I love that because it's like, we're coming up into February.
yep.
Right? And so Bike Week's going to be coming soon.
Yep, Bike Week's
But
coming soon.
it like right before a big event anywhere, they tend not to have events.
Right.
As a lead up because they want people to really go to that certain event. So
yeah.
I'm grateful that they have that. I would love to check that out this weekend.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, so if you
Crocodillos.
go, maybe you'll see us.
Maybe you'll see us and come say hi. And that's Saturday and Sunday. Pretty much goes on all day, but you can find that on Facebook. I'd like to get on the website eventually and have all these updated. Maybe I can give you a link to it. But if you know me on Facebook, just hit me up and say, hey, where's that Crocodillos thing? Oh, 'cause
Yeah.
I think for sure we're going to go check it out.
Right, and if you want more information on Crocodillos, you can always leave us a comment on the newsfeed because we will be checking that, and hopefully by next week that'll be repaired too, so we can kind of have a
Yeah, because right now we're looking at a
wheel
wheel that says cannot connect.
cannot connect that platform.
Although
Something.
I'm going to let you check it.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be funny if we have chats?
Oh, we do. Hi,
Johnny.
Suzanne.
All right.
Hey, Johnny. Johnny's up.
What's
we
up,
do. I don't
ladies?
know how we didn't see them. Hi, Robin. Yay, Robin
hi,
joined us
Robin,
again.
Hi, Johnny. And
Interesting.
Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
Her picture popped up a little bit earlier.
Wore my
with the last-
ponytail today. You go, Johnny.
We found
Yes,
the chat.
love that. Love that. So again,
Oh, I love it.
Crocodillos this weekend for Croc
Yeah.
Wild. I'm
Yep.
excited to go, because now I ride, so I get to go to everything that happens for the first time.
Oh my god.
As a writer.
Oh my god. That's so. This is like you're gonna be.
This
like,
is my virgin
You're
year.
like a virgin. I love
am.
it. I was just gonna say that.
I
Man,
love it.
I want a virgin.
Breaking
year.
my cherry.
That's why I think I keep buying new
Again and
bikes.
again and
'Cause
again.
It's like my virgin year with this bike. Now it's my virgin year again with this bike.
Yeah. So speaking of bikes,
Yes.
next week's show is going to be on the Rider's Toolbox.
Yes.
What's
the
to
weather
have?
gonna be?
Oh yeah, let's not skip around.
Oh
Sorry
my
about
god,
that.
no.
This weekend's weather.
She's giving the
This
peek.
way, I know.
love
I
the
was
peek.
just giving a little sneak peek because I was
I
thinking
love
about
that, though.
riding. What should I bring? That kind of stuff.
What should I wear?
What should I have? What should I wear? Exactly.
What should I bring? Yeah, right?
Yeah. So those
Oh
are
my
upcoming
God,
shows.
so perfect.
But the toolbox is first. Anyway,
Can
this
we
week,
go to this Croc Wild or is it going to rain on us?
Oh no! It is going to be freaking gorgeous this weekend.
Yay.
So Friday is going to be. That's tomorrow. Friday is going to be high 60s, low 70s. But to all of us Floridians, it is beautiful riding weather. Like, don't even need a sweatshirt.
Awesome.
It's going to be so nice.
I love it.
Saturday, you got a little chance of rain in the low 70s. So for us, it's going to feel like 80 anyway, which is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, it's going to be the best day of all. It's going to be in the 80s, so it's going to feel 90 on the bike. So get your tank tops out, put some sunscreen on, and ride and get a tan this weekend, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Yay! Oh, yeah, look at that. How hot would that be? Right?
Yes, there you go.
Oh,
That's an 80
for
degree
real.
weather top.
This is the 80-degree weather top.
Look at those. Never mind, we can't talk.
The
Zumbas, right? Oh, man. All right, we got to go, ladies.
Yay!
See you
Thank
next
you
week.
all so much. See you next week.
Thank you so much for watching.
Check in for the Writer's Toolbox. See you soon. Okay, quick. Boom. You got it? Okay. I don't want Dave to answer it, but he already got it. Shit. She went to his phone. But it's 5 of 1.
I think we did all right.
We did
It
awesome.
didn't feel too rushed.
Nope, we did
It actually
wonderful.
felt, and it didn't feel like we spent too much time like
on
going
anything.
blah, blah, blah,
On
blah.
anything.
But it wasn't too short either.
No, it was perfect.
Oh my god.
I am so
Yay.
happy. What
And
a
we
great
freaking
show.
chat.
And we freed that off of each other the whole time. Love it.